What's up? The audio's on.
No!
We're actually all here. I didn't fuck it up. I made a
muted.
sticky note this time. Turn on the audio.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
So audio's
everybody.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I take back my dramatic no then.
Hello.
We're on episode 6 of the Rad Batch. We got Bad Batch to talk about today. Loki, Star Wars news. Oh, I'm Stacy.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah,
We should do that.
intros for YouTube.
Should we do like, hi, Stacy?
No.
We're doing that? No?
No. But that's me. And you can go next.
I'm
though.
Joe. Hi, I'm Joe.
And we're streaming from our garages, Joe and I. So
Yeah, not from a truck this time.
It's nice. I like your paper towel. I'm jealous of your paper towel collection, actually. I'm that level of adulthood.
Sweet.
Where I'm just like, man,
You can see paper towels?
yeah, there's like, I can see your bookcase. I'm Nikki. Man, I'm jealous of your garage. I wish I had a place to put that many paper towels.
That is, a true adulting kind of scenario here.
That's not why I, Steve, am jealous of your garages.
Oh no, there's lots of reasons I'm jealous of your garages.
Joe has something in his. Hold on.
There we go. I did like all this setup behind me, and then you like killed my momentum with
Well,
your paper towel collection.
At least I told you. How you know?
There's a clone trooper helmet here. You just can't
That's
see it now because I
too.
moved.
I like your work in progress helmets and your 3D
was trying to
printer.
I was trying to get themed for Rad Batch.
You
Bad
have
Batch.
one of these. I have one of these.
Oh, I got a real one of those.
Well, I've got a. This is a little one. This is a.
Oh,
See, all my props are upstairs. I can't be cool like you guys.
I've got the holiday fat one though.
This one is a child's one, but is actually sized correctly to me.
Of course it is.
Oh, I haven't showed this off yet on for anybody, but I'm gonna show it off real fast before we go into everything.
Steve never introduced himself. That's Steve.
I did. I said I, Steve, am jealous of your garage for a different reason.
Oh, okay.
This is my child-sized Boba Fett jetpack that fits me like a normal sized jetpack. So that's where I am right now. It has lights though and sound. It's pretty
Ooh.
cool. So.
Put my textbook somewhere else now that we're talking
Excited
about
to get
backgrounds.
one of those for Claire. All right, we're off topic already.
Yes!
Good start to YouTube.
That's
Look at our things, everybody.
I figured out YouTube, I think. So here we go. We're on YouTube.
we're on YouTube.
And we can get rolling. We can get rolling with we're gonna go Bad Batch first, right?
Bad Batch first.
That's the routine.
Didn't write a synopsis again because I'm lazy. But Bad Batch, this episode name was Common Ground. It was episode 10 of the season. So the Bad Batch take another job from Sid because they need to pay off their debt, basically. And Sid's tired of their debt. And so she gives them a job to rescue a senator who was a separatist senator from the separatist capital, or the former separatist capital, Raxus. And so they begrudgingly take the job because they need to pay off their debt. But they leave Omega behind because Hunter says that she needs to lay low, and that with the bounty hunter situation, she needs to just hang out with Sid, which I don't think that's a great idea, but that's what they do. They leave her with Sid at Sid's casino. So,
Is that really a casino?
It's a parlor.
It's like a dive bar.
I mean, they call it a casino, but yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's like
I
one of
think
those
here's how
side of the
far we
road
call those
arcades.
Adult arcades.
Yeah, it's like one of those side of the road arcades that you see that you're like, no, I'm not going in there.
Oh, I always thought adult arcade was something different.
Probably is.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed growing up that they weren't just regular arcades because when I was a kid, I just wanted to go to the arcade. But
Yo,
not
I know a
arcades.
great adult arcade we can go to in that case, Joe.
I mean, let's do it. So,
Okay.
yes, the Bad Batch, they begrudgingly accept their job. They go to Raxus to rescue the senator. None of them are happy about it, especially Echo. Um, yeah, and then you get to see, it's interesting, you get to see like kind of like the Imperial takeover from the side of the Separatists, which is something we really haven't seen a lot of in canon, just basically. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And then so you get to see the Empire. The Senator speaks out against the Empire. Of course, they take him into custody. He sends his droid to alert Sid. That's how they get the job. Bad Batch arrives. They rescue him. A escape chase ensues where they steal a walker. Man, those walkers, the walkers have really good aim, don't they?
I just
And
want
then
to. Oh, continue first.
there's not a lot to this plot synopsis really. Like I'm getting sidetracked as we're talking about it, but yeah, they rescue the Senator. They have a little scuffle with the other clones. They eventually escape, and the Bad Batch kind of see like, hey, this guy's not so bad, not so different from us. Meanwhile, back at the casino / arcade, Sid realizes that Omega is way better at sabacc. Is it sabacc?
No, it's holochess.
Sorry. Yes. Isn't there another word for it than holochess?
I think it's
That's-
just holochess.
Dejaric.
Dejaric,
Dejaric.
yes.
Thank
Oh my
you,
god.
Steve.
You are so right.
Wow, we are bad
I'm
nerds.
losing my nerd cred over that. Damn.
Where Sid realizes that Omega is a lot better at Dejaric than she should be, or than everybody else is, and so of course Sid uses Omega to gamble on and play against other people so that she can win some money. But in the process, Omega actually pays off the Bad Batch's debt, which is really cool. And she makes sure that she points out to Hunter at the end of the episode that she did her part, even though she was forced to stay behind. So that was pretty much it. It was a filler episode. I will say I think it's the most filler episode we've had of the season so far.
I think it was the most enjoyable filler episode, though.
It was
Yeah,
good.
I didn't think it was bad. It was just like kind of like, okay, like we didn't get too far, but got a little bit of plot development with the Bad Batch and the Separatists and Omega.
I mean, look at the animation though. I have this picture up of the squad,
Insane.
and it just looks so damn good.
It does look really good.
Like,
Yeah.
hot damn. Here's the
It
other
was
one.
beautiful.
I just
I
gotta
thought-
say,
This was the separatist leader.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name. Senator something. Can't remember.
Senator.
I thought
Blood and
Raxus-
Chops.
Senator mustache.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I thought Raxus looked a lot like Earth when they flew in. That stood out
Yes.
to me. Like the most of any Star Wars planet I could remember seeing. And then a lot of the animation was really pretty. They showed like some bigger shots of like him looking out from that palace he's talking from, and then just some really pretty cool shots that they had in this episode. The animation was fantastic. Really, really good.
There's a really cool shot of a tree, like in garden area in the capital city, I think. And I was just like, huh, that's really cool.
And Sid's jukebox is actually really legit. I don't know if you've listened. They put up all the music that is on Sid's jukebox in the background. It's basically like lo-fi. I was like,
Oh, hey, is that on Spotify?
yeah. The composer posted the link to it on Twitter when I found it. I was like, all right, I can jam to this. This is some good stuff right here. But
Got
yeah,
it. Make a jukebox for cons.
this senator, like, yeah, a jizz box. This senator, like, basically is just, he looks like he's going to, like, put on a pith hat and, like, ride an elephant.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. He's got a monocle and this crazy, I don't know. This is a whole look right here. Somebody's gonna cosplay this at some point.
I feel like he should be hunting Robin Williams.
Yeah, exactly, right? He looks
Yes,
like
he
the
does look a
Yuki
little
Mo-
like Van Pelt. You're
Yes, that's
He
what it
does.
is. That's what it is. I was like, man, I can't place where he looks, but that's it. So yeah,
right. Good call,
and
Steve.
I don't know where we're going next week with this.
Henceforth, he shall know as Senator Van Pelt.
We've got
But-
Senator Van Pelt and the Shrimp MILF.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where things go Friday. How many episodes do we have left? Like 4,
6.
5, 6? Really?
16, I believe, in the first season.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna see what happens. So, all right. I have no predictions for next week other than, well, now that their debt's paid off, what are they gonna fucking do?
Steve and I had an observation as we're looking at Omega and comparing her to pictures of little Boba Fett, and how they're kind of look alike. But Steve brought up as we were watching it, Jango Fett's not known for being a particularly brilliant strategist.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know who is?
Sheev.
The person we thought all
I'm
along,
back to-
Palpatine.
I'm back to thinking she's a Palpatine clone.
Sheev Palpatine clone.
I think she is Snoke Alpha.
It's true, but we have to go back to our theory that if she was a just first gen clone, complete replica, why would she be female? Also,
Yeah.
she's the wrong eye color if she's a Palpatine
And the wrong
clone.
hair color.
But did we know what color hair he really had before?
I
thought he was white. He had white
Dark?
hair.
Yeah, he has dark hair.
Did
Jango
he?
has dark hair.
No, not
No,
Jango.
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Oh,
Before-
Sheev. Yeah, it's like a blondish, reddish color.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it the wrong eye color? for
Yeah, it is
Palpatine?
the wrong eye color. My buddy
Okay.
went back and looked because after us going on the tangent last week, he wanted to find out. So he went and he looked, and it was like, nope,
Okay.
he's got different color eyes. So yeah, I don't know.
Alright. Well, I'm still in. I'm in 70% on this one.
We could just be really wrong or totally off base. I just don't think she's a standard Jingo clone, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we
I
know
am
that.
Air T Crow, but I am still all in on she's not the Django clone.
Yeah, I don't think she is. So we'll see.
She may be clone of something else. We get in the chat box. She's
female to
female.
reproduce and create more viable DNA. It's possible. That is maybe.
Say that again? Is that in the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
What does it say?
She's female, so she can reproduce and create more viable DNA.
Interesting.
That's a thought. I don't know. Will they go that deep into that though? And
I don't have
technically,
any-
it's still a kid's show.
It just sounds
I
kind
don't have
of incestuous.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't have much of a issue with that part of it. It's just then she's not an unmodified Django clone.
I think
you can't
that's what
say
comes
that
down
in
to
the
it.
same sentence. Yeah.
I mean, we could just be reading way too far into it. I mean,
I need to go. I feel like I already did this 3 times, but I need to go back and read the captioned audio of what Tech says about it again, because I know he says Gen 1 genetic material,
Mm-hmm.
she could be that and be slightly modified, to be female instead of male. That's,
Yeah, it could be their
we can do that. So there's certainly no reason the Kaminoans can't do that.
I mean, they could just mean unaltered, as in she wasn't aged. She doesn't have the enhanced aging, so she could be roughly
Altered.
Boba's
Yeah.
age. If and grown up and been that old. But
Oh,
if she was that
someone-
old, why wouldn't they have known about her beforehand? You know what I mean?
Someone
she
on
would have been
Twitter
running around.
pointed out that she's the oldest member of the Bad Batch.
Probably, yeah.
She is. She's older than all of them.
That's true.
It's so weird.
It's true.
Oh,
It's
no.
true. So yeah,
That's
Yeah.
weird. I like that.
that's funny. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. I mean, they're gonna have to start dropping more hints soon. So as we're coming towards
do-
the end.
I hope.
I did want to say, last week on the podcast, you said you thought it was very obvious that she has some force using hints,
I
some
think
hints,
so.
subtle hints. I hadn't really picked up on that too much until this one with the game, with the Dejaric game. This was the one I felt was fairly obvious. It seemed like if that's the path they were going to go down, where she's a force user, a force user clone type thing.
When she picked out Sid, when they first met Sid, they're like, Sid was like, I don't know who Sid is, and they're all getting ready to leave, and Meg is like, you're Sid. I mean, I don't know. She could just be really smart, because to me that seemed pretty obvious. Like, yeah, this is the motherfucker right here. But she also did something in one of the earlier episodes.
She like sensed
Crosshair's feelings or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It was something like that. So, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna. I think what'll happen is, like, she'll have some kind of Grogu baby force using moment where, like, she's in some life-threatening situation and she, like, freezes something, floats something, does something.
I mean,
like
it's
that.
not like she hasn't been in life-threatening situations throughout the series.
No, it's true, but like she's gonna stop something from, like, falling on her, or falling on probably falling on one of the Bad Batch or something like that, right? She's gonna maybe save them. I don't know.
We'll see.
We could just be wrong about that too, but I don't think
totally wrong.
we could just be wrong about everything. That'd be okay. We'll find out, but yeah, we'll see.
I mean, like Joe said last week, there's a lot of cool ways for them to take this story, whether she's a Jango clone or not.
Exactly. Or she's been super duper enhanced. Possibly.
I just feel like if they're gonna go that route where she is a Jango clone, like, we need some interaction with Boba and her, because that would be really cool.
I think it's gonna come. I think
Eventually.
this show is gonna tie a bunch of stuff together. So we saw Fennec, so I think we'll see Boba. And I think they're gonna tie in this whole Camino clone shit to the Mandalorian. It's all gonna kind of, go
Nikki,
together.
Do you know why this episode was just
There's no Cad Bane in it.
100% less Cad Bane.
Yeah,
100%
how
less Cad Bane.
they did us dirty. They gave us, like, him for an episode and then he was gone. Like,
We got two.
well, he was at the
one and
very
a
end.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the best episodes, so...
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
It's
right.
like how Lucas's favorite Star Wars has 100% more Maul than the rest.
It doesn't, though. We did the math on that, remember?
Not anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't anymore.
It has,
Now
like,
he's in Rogue
70% of the Darth Maul. Yeah, we gotta find those numbers again.
1 sec, I have them right here.
He just keeps them handy for,
Well,
for reference.
If you want to do a tangent alert, I think the nerdiest I've ever been was in a living room when we went to go visit some friends, and we, like, had IMDb open, and we were crunching numbers, and we were finding out what percentage of the Star Wars saga had Darth Maul in it.
So, as of when we did this, which is before Rise of Skywalker came out, Darth Maul was in 0.049% of all of Star Wars. 11.12% of that was in Solo, and The Phantom Menace has 76% more Darth Maul than Solo.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was only in one scene for Solo. But this doesn't count the Clone Wars or Rebels, does it?
It was total screen time. I think we did movies only.
Yeah. Because if you added in Clone Wars and Rebels, that's going to go up exponentially. I mean, that's where all his screen time is these days.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. So.
The best screen time, you could say.
I should have known that the animated stuff, really the TV stuff, is just quietly fixing all of the movie's mistakes. Like, when they brought Darth Maul back, like, I should have realized, like, oh, this is their job.
So,
Yep.
for those of you who don't know, I'm a teacher. I had a kid back before Maul came back in Clone Wars who told me that Darth Maul was coming back and he was going to have robot legs. I just looked at him like he had 6 heads and was like, what the hell are you talking about? Darth Maul is dead. He got cut in half. And I had to
I hope
walk
that
that
kid-
back a little while later.
Yeah,
I hope
like,
that kid shows up in our comments and dunks all over you.
like, what is he, like a psychic? Like, did you tap into his amazing powers?
It was in the toys.
Oh, he saw a toy leak.
You saw a toy leak or something in like Star Wars Insider magazine or something
Oh
like that.
wow. Well, he was ahead
I mean,
of his
that's
time.
how I found out. I saw some little kid at Denny's wearing a Darth Maul costume that had robot legs, and I'm like, what is that? Ew.
Man, no.
And
I
now
didn't
it's
know.
the best decision Star Wars has made.
It's true.
Bringing back Maul.
So we'll
More
see.
Maul, please.
What they do. They've got a lot to fix.
Do Mace Window next.
I mean, it's coming. Like, they're not gonna not do Mace Windu. And it's coming.
They should not.
It's gonna
Maybe that's
happen,
what-
though.
Maybe it'll be in Kenobi.
All right. If we want to make our time allotment, we need
Yes.
to
Let us get into the meat and potatoes of Loki.
right.
Loki.
Yeah, this episode it was not my favorite. It was okay. I don't know about how you guys felt about it.
Really?
Yeah, but it was interesting.
I mean, it validated your theory that you shipped them.
I mean, yes, and to recap, episode opens. We see little Sylvie playing with her toys on Asgard, where she got picked up by the TVA. Sorry, who's fuzzing?
There's a buzzing.
It's fuzzing. Joe, I think it might be you because I see you when you move your chair.
Oh.
Did it go away?
Yeah. So just
Are you?
sit
Is he breathing?
perfectly still.
Oh, that's
The
gonna be really
chair.
hard.
Don't
Oh,
breathe.
God.
He's gonna turn invisible if he does that.
We need to get him a new mic for the garage. A garage mic.
Garage mic.
I think it might be because I have a fan pointed at me. Because
That's
it's so
exactly
hot.
what it is. It's
Yes,
the
I
I
think
fan.
we're
Alright, hold
touching
on,
the fan
hold on,
at a
hold
certain angle.
Oh, Joe doesn't know this
Sorry.
garage life. I have to turn off my fan when I go live. We have to
I'm
suffer
sorry.
in the heat.
It's either the fan or it's my 3D printer. One of the two. So
No,
It's not the printer.
it's definitely your fan.
It just happened again.
Did it?
Yeah. I'll try to ignore it.
I'm not doing anything.
Maybe it's not Joe then?
Or
I
it's
don't
his, or it's his breathing.
All right. Sorry, guys. So, Sylvie. We open up with a young Sylvie getting picked up by the TVA. She is brought in. She escapes using one of the... what do they call the little things?
The
I keep
temp
missing it.
pads.
The temp pads, that's right.
Yeah.
The temp pads. She steals a temp pad, gets away. We cut back to Loki and Sylvie facing down their demise and the apocalypse on, was it Lamaris? Is that how that's pronounced?
Lamentus.
Lamentus.
Yeah.
They have a moment. They have a connection. They reach out and they take each other's hands, and shit goes crazy at the TVA as they create a Nexus event never seen before.
You're not supposed to touch your own alternate timeline.
They had touched each other before. I think it was the
You're not supposed to
intent
love
of the
your.
touch.
You're not supposed to love your.
Yeah, no, this is a little too self-aggrandizement or something. I don't know.
Just stroking each other's egos.
No, it's just sacred timeline is offended by the thought of Loki not being alone.
Damn right it is.
But yes, they cause a Nexus event and are picked up by the TVA, interrogated. Loki ends up inside a time loop prison where his old friend Sif from Asgard repeatedly accuses him of cutting her hair, punching him in the stomach, and then informing him that he will always be alone.
Fun fact, that's actually a Norse mythology story of Loki
Is it?
cutting Sif's hair. Yeah.
Cool.
So I thought that was a cute little, nod to that. But yeah.
Meanwhile, Mobius celebrates the success of his mission. He checks in on Hunter C-20, and they learns that she had died.
Yeah. Quotations. Died. She went too insane. She kept babbling. She wasn't making any sense. They had to prune her.
After interrogating Loki, where Loki lets slip his feelings for Sylvie, he then tells Mobius that all of the TVA were not created by the Timekeepers, but are in fact variants themselves. Mobius doesn't believe him, but then proceeds to go and steal Ravenna's temp pad, where he finds the information on Hunter C-20's memories of being on Earth. He goes to try to free Loki so they can work together to save Sylvie and stop the Timekeepers. But before he can do that, he is pruned by Ravenna.
Very sad. Very sad.
Meanwhile, our good friend Hunter B15, upon hearing Loki say that they were created by the TVA or by the Timekeepers, or not created by the Timekeepers, but are in fact variants, she breaks out Sylvie and asks Sylvie to prove it. She shows her memories from her time as a variant, using her enchantment powers, and then brings her back to the interrogation room so that Loki and Sylvie can be brought before the Timekeepers and deleted in front of them. There's a confrontation, a really cool battle.
It was very The Last Jedi almost. I don't know if you guys realized that.
It was like, yeah, I can see that.
They had kind of similar choreography, fight choreography.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Where was I?
Oh, sorry.
They were fighting.
They were fighting. Hunter B15 comes in. She helps them. They defeat the other Timekeepers or the other agents. They destroy the Timekeepers and discover that they were robots all along. In the peace after the battle, Loki turns to Sylvie, wanting to tell her something, wanting to try something, and then is pruned from behind by Ravenna.
Boo! Yeah.
Ravonna.
The Timekeepers look like straight Muppets.
They did. I called that as soon as...
As soon as they walked in the room and they actually showed them, I was like, oh no, those are Muppets.
It's because they were created by somebody with a shitty sense of humor.
When I saw them, I was like, ooh, this is very Wizard of Oz.
Yep. With the smoke and the big door.
I mean, and that's kind of the vibe I got the whole time, right? I was like, nah, there's somebody behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know those guys were just animatronic fucking things. And then Loki gets pruned. And then we get a post-cred scene.
First one.
Of all these other Lokis. Including alligator Loki. So that one's Florida Loki right there.
Florida Loki. Yeah.
Florida Loki.
I just want
Florida
to
Loki's
say...
not real. He can't hurt you.
I jumped up and I was like, I was right! Oh, wait, where's my gift for that? Hold on. Right! Sorry. After all those times of saying Mephisto and never being right, when I do finally get it right, I just want to take my lap.
That one on the right is Mephisto, right? You can tell by the horns.
He's classic Loki.
The alligator is clearly Mephisto. Disguised as Loki, disguised as an alligator.
I've seen a lot of places calling it crocodile Loki.
It's not a crocodile.
That is clearly an alligator.
It has a rounded nose.
Yes, it's clearly an alligator.
We are Florida people. We know these things.
that creature is clearly going to see you later. Like, that is...
It's obviously 1991 Mephisto hiding out in Florida.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. My thoughts on this episode. I got the feeling based on what you said that Sylvie thinks that she was taken as a child from her timeline because she's female, because she was born a goddess of mischief, and I don't think that's the case.
No. It's clear they're taking Lokis. They're just taking all of them.
I think they're collecting Lokis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I still think
something Loki would do.
Exactly. I still think there is a evil like Megatron Loki Yeah.
Megatron.
Yeah.
Over
like-
Loki.
Yeah, like, and
Over
he knows, like, the only way that he would get stopped is by another version of himself, so he's just preemptively trying to collect them as he can. And that's why there's so many Lokis here. I mean, and that's why they said that they had dealt with so many variant Lokis in the past. Like, why wouldn't they if they were directed to by Over
So-
Loki?
The Lokis who pick him up say he asks if he's in hell, and then he asks if he's dead, and they look at him and say, "No, but you will be if you don't come with us."
Yeah.
So, do you think? I have a couple of questions here. Do you think people get pruned into their own worlds with the other versions of themselves?
I think they get thrown into an apocalyptic timeline, basically. And, like, kind of like a prison world, in a way.
Okay.
Because this, I trimmed it out, unfortunately, but the picture that I have on the screen here of the 4 Lokis, off to the side, you can see Stark Tower from New York, like
That's
all
what I
fucked up.
noticed too.
Right, yeah. So this is like a post-apocalyptic New York. So it could be either if Loki had won in the first Avengers, or it could have been if Ultron took over the world in the second Avengers, or if Thanos got the Infinity Stones back in Endgame or something, right? And then just laid waste to everything. I don't know. It could be like any one of those scenarios. But yeah, I think that's what happened is basically this is an apocalyptic timeline. They just throw them in there to rot.
Well, I was wondering if it might be just some kind of other plane where everything that gets deleted or pruned goes to, like,
Yeah.
like whenever they do the bomb.
Maybe Mobius is there too.
Right. I mean, and that's what we'll find out tomorrow. You for sure, like, if all the pruned people go to the same place, or if they have. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what happens, though. I think they all end up in this prison world, basically, right? It could just be that this is an apocalyptic world because all the pruned people are here and they fucked it up so bad, you know?
I'll be right back.
So, yeah.
I hope if they all go to their own individual worlds, they got Luke Wilson to do a cameo as an alternate Mobius.
That would be funny. To have his brother come in and do that. I mean, they have a history of things like that at Marvel, to be fair. Like, they have one of the Hemsworth brothers played Thor in Ragnarok in the play. You remember the shitty play that Loki
I didn't
put
realize
on?
that was one of the other Hemsworths.
Yeah, that's the other Hemsworth brother, and then Matt Damon played Loki in that play, right? But that was a Hemsworth brother as Thor. So there's a history of them doing that. It would be interesting if that happened.
It would just be a little bit fun, I think.
I'm really psyched that they got Richard Grant to be like classic Loki.
Comic
Yeah,
Loki,
like that dude is a straight up fucking villain.
I'm looking forward to whatever, like, comic Easter eggs they put in, because I feel like this is going to be the time and place to put so much random shit.
Yeah. Like, so Bo's full Thor, as he is labeled, which is the one with the hammer, is the only one that I couldn't really get a direct comic correlation on. I mean, there is a comic where I think Loki was able to pick up the hammer.
What was for Loki?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's a Loki.
yeah. I definitely thought he was a Thor.
No, he's a Loki though.
And yeah. No,
I feel like
that was
he's,
the first thing I looked up.
Is he like the Loki that's the Thor role in that
Yeah,
timeline?
and that's
Like,
what I think.
The vibe. Yeah.
Like all of these other ones, even Alligator Loki, I have more of like a comic correlation. Like Kid Loki was this whole like arc in the comics. Classic Loki was straight out of the comics. Alligator Loki is kind of like a take on Throg. And there's a whole thing in the comics where Thor was a frog.
Mm-hmm.
So he was Throg. So of course, like Loki would be an alligator in that world. Like, why wouldn't he be? I don't know.
I just love that there's just this alligator with a set of. They had to be like, we're gonna make a set of alligator-sized Loki horns.
I hope it's a real alligator because they actually are pretty docile.
Yeah, gators are sweet.
Yeah.
No,
Is that
you can't have one.
Why can't I have one? They're
Bobcats.
sweet and pretty docile.
Because they're wild animals, Steve.
So are ducks.
Ducks have been domesticated.
Ducks are gonna
Oh,
try
I
to
see
eat
what
your
you're doing
animals that you live with you. Though.
That's fine. Can have the other two. I'll have an alligator.
You cannot have. It's not fair to the alligator. We don't have a house where we can safely
I'm
keep
not
an
saying
alligator.
right now.
To be fair,
We will-
it could live in the bathtub for a while.
No, that's not fair to the alligator.
Can we get a spousal disagreement like flashing thing for when this happens on the podcast?
I will make one. I
This
will
is
make
like the
one.
biggest argument in our house right now.
I want an alligator.
I want a duck.
Yeah, I said maybe you can have a duck if I can have an alligator.
But the thing is that these two could not coexist.
Compromise.
That would not.
That sounds like the duck's problem.
Well, yeah.
I gotta tell you, I'm really excited to see people carrying around a little alligator with horns at Dragon Con in a
That
couple months.
Sounds pretty amazing.
Okay, now I just
Yeah.
want one.
An alligator? Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like
yes.
maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll just get a variant jacket and carry the alligator around.
You
You gotta
should.
put it in like the cuffs.
That's gotta be a real easy thing. Like the crown would be real easy to print.
I might have to do that. That might
We're
have to be
in
my
Florida,
after dark
so you can easily find an alligator of that size anywhere.
We could probably find one right outside right now.
I'm
Alright, I'm
sure I
doing it.
have some out back in my
costume. Talked
canal.
me into it. I'm doing it.
Not with a stuffed alligator.
All
Sure.
hail Florida Loki.
I mean,
With a stuffed alligator.
I'm not getting the woman a duck if I can't get an alligator, Lucas.
It's fine. I'm gonna get myself a duck.
I'm gonna get myself an alligator.
I had baby ducks out in front of my house this morning. They were just
Listen.
hanging out.
I found the house of one of the guys from Tiger King who can get you a tiger. I bet that guy could get me an alligator.
You Google mapped that dude?
No,
No,
were
we accidentally
driving
found
around.
it when we went for a drive.
Wow.
Dude lives in Royal Palm.
Nice.
We were just like, it was back at the beginning of lockdown when you couldn't do anything. So we were just driving around and we like saw signs. We were like, no.
Tiger King house, yeah. Well,
No, that's a good point, Jose. What happened? Like, I want to see the TVA agents who had to prune alligator Loki.
I really hope they do like a quick like synopsis for each of them, like how did you get here, who are you, kind of thing. Next
Luke,
episode.
I'm not getting Steve a gator.
I hope it's just a talking
Not me.
alligator. I don't want it to like change into something else and tell its story. No, I just hope it's a talking alligator.
Yeah.
I don't
I
even want
hope
to
it
be.
doesn't talk. I hope whenever they turn to it for advice, it just goes.
And they all understand exactly what it's saying.
Man,
That's what I
alligators can be loud though too. Like they make actually baby alligators sound like cats.
Yeah,
They do.
I accidentally stumbled into a gator nest behind my mom's house when I was a teenager.
Oh, Florida life.
Thor would say it's no bilge snipe.
Well, yeah. I'm excited for this. I can't wait to get up at 6 a.m. and fucking watch it tomorrow. We only got 2 episodes left, so like they're gonna have
I was
to.
really upset when they pruned Mobius, because like it was before we saw the credit scene, so like we didn't really know like
Sure.
what pruning was until the credit scene. Like, okay, there's still some other place that they're going on to. Like,
Yeah.
It
they're not
seemed
straight
like
up
it
killing them.
disintegrated them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought they
Somehow.
disintegrated, but I
Yeah.
mean, once we saw this, I was like, all right, Mobius is definitely still alive out there somewhere, riding a jet ski.
Have,
With,
have
like,
you seen the
Queen.
meme floating around of T'Challa? Like, get this man a jet ski.
No,
Oh,
but man,
That makes me
good,
sad.
good.
Do you want to, like, one of my favorite moments from the episodes actually was Ravonna needing a minute, like, after pruning Mobius, because that's one of my favorite villain things, where it's like, they're still an asshole, they still made the decision, but, like, they're sad about it now.
So she's definitely in on whatever's going on. She was not fazed by the fact that the timekeepers were robots.
We don't think it's her though, right? We just think she's
a
in
pawn.
on it.
She's a pawn.
She's got strong lieutenant energy.
And remember, she was just one of the operatives who originally caught Sylvie, right? She wasn't a judge yet. She was just, you know?
Good point.
So whoever's in charge, though, I mean, she's in on it. She knows what's going on.
In the D&D world, we would call... She's not the big bad end guy. She's a dragon.
She's a mini-boss.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, will we find out who the fucking man behind the curtain is tomorrow? Maybe. If they're gonna do a second season, they might wait till the last episode. But, I mean, we don't know what's going on. It's a lot to wrap up in 2 more episodes.
Yeah. Unless it's gonna, like, be wrapped up via movie at some point.
It's possible. So I saw a thing today that pointed out that if you go into the Marvel section on Disney Plus, there is a subsection that says chronological order, and they have Loki right behind Endgame.
Like, is the next thing after Endgame?
Yeah, before WandaVision.
I guess it does start during Endgame, technically.
But it also, if it was chronological order, would be...
I mean, the
Avengers
TVA
1.
exists outside of time.
Right. But I think what this is going to culminate in is this is what's going to kick off the multiverse.
I think there's going to be some connection to whatever Loki does is the reason Wanda hears her children.
Right. And Ralph Boner, fake Quicksilver, might actually be real Quicksilver if the multiverse was already opened up.
True.
So
yeah, there's a lot to take in there.
Because we've already seen that multiverse versions don't have to look exactly like their counterparts, right? So he could really be the Quicksilver variant from somewhere else. So, but yeah, it was pretty curious that that's where they put it on the timeline. So I definitely think that this is the direct lead-in to whatever's coming else. You
do have to be a little careful with those because a lot of times they put those out that way because of the order they want you to watch them in.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you find that list and you're just getting into the MCU, and if they put it during Avengers, like right after Avengers, then it's a spoiler for everything else.
Yeah,
it is, but but it's chronological order. And they have everything else in chronological order, even when it doesn't necessarily make sense to watch it in that order. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Out of all the Loki episodes, tomorrow's the one I'm the most psyched for, because I really want to see what the fuck's going to happen. And there's one part of Loki that we've seen in the trailer that hasn't showed up yet, which is where he's in his like weird post-apocalyptic politician outfit.
President Loki.
Yeah. So I think that'll have to be tomorrow.
That's
More Mephisto.
We've seen a lot of that too. I saw a bunch more today. They shared some new stuff today too, like some little clip teasers, and it's like a lot of politician Loki. Yeah.
Maybe the Lokis are about to have an election.
Who's going to be the president of all the Lokis?
Who's going to be the super
Loki Prime?
Loki?
What? I wouldn't even be surprised if you're wrong. Like you're right there. That would be You might have just nailed that.
Oh, that's good. So we'll see. But that's like, I mean, all I have going for what's going to happen next tomorrow is I hope they're going to explain what the fuck is happening a little bit. Maybe we'll find out who's behind everything. And yeah, I mean, that's 2 things I hope happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really want to know more about that alligator, though. Like,
we only have 2 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
2 episodes.
Oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I figure we're going to get a reveal either at the end or the end credits for who the big bad of the season is, or maybe some sort of reference to Ravonna working for someone.
I mean, in the comics, it's Kang, but I don't.
And he's supposed to be the next big bad, isn't he?
Ant-Man. He's confirmed
Maybe
for Ant-Man.
She might end up working for him after whatever goes down here.
That's true. I mean,
That
we don't
would
even know
imply that-
where she got plucked from in the timeline.
Yeah.
Also, if that's what happens, it would imply that they're not going to kill off a villain, and Marvel doesn't do that.
They
They
have
kill
to at this point, though.
They kill off all their villains.
They
But-
do.
I mean, they
do.
could,
this is the
but
beginning of
also-
a phase, like, they really need to build.
They do and they don't, because in comics nobody's really dead forever, and now they've just opened the door where they can just pluck any villain from anywhere, anytime, and bring them back. So, you know, anybody who got like underused,
I hope they don't abuse that.
I have faith. They've been pretty
It's
good
like the
so
Chalk
far.
Zone.
Fucking Chalk Zone.
Same deal.
Joe, remember
Really-
to remind
really
me to tell
cool
you
when you-
about the chalk zone theory Ben has at some point where I'm not putting it out into the universe for multiple people.
Really cool when utilized properly, but scarily the fact that it's been brought into canon because
It's not
years
cool.
later other people could use it, and just
It
really,
was never
yeah.
cool.
I liked it visually.
I hate the chalk
I
zone.
don't like
Okay,
it
I
what
can
it
see
actually
visually.
is. Visually, I was like, wow, this is a really cool looking fucking thing.
Visually, it was like a cartoon
I mean-
from Nickelodeon from the 90s.
The only Star Wars media I have seen use the Chalk Zone correctly is the Star Wars Legos Christmas special.
Oh, that
and
shit
it's
was
because
awesome.
it was a joke.
I loved that. It was so good. I loved it. It was hilarious too. All right. Well, let's segue because now that
We're back to talking about Star Wars.
yeah, which is good because we've got visions.
That is how we roll.
We've got fucking visions, and I am psyched for this now.
Studio Trigger is doing one of them, which is awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I knew this was coming. I knew they were going to do a panel at this convention. Now we know kind of they're going to be shorts. There's a bunch of them, and they're loosely canon or not canon. They don't have to be, basically.
They're not canon.
That's kind of annoying. Like, I would prefer that they were.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Okay. So, I don't know. I mean, it could just be really cool, though. So, when they said all the titles, and I heard about Tatooine Rhapsody, and that it was supposed to be like some kind of Star Wars rock opera, I was like, that's the one I want to see. And sure enough, in that one, we're going to get this guy. They said Boba Fett's going to be in it. So I was like, oh man, I already knew that was the one I wanted, and now they made it really what I wanted. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of sad, like, they're going to put out things that aren't canon, but I think it's just a neat, like, thing that they can do. I don't know.
The
I really, like the idea of it sounds really cool. Like I think it's really cool that especially like they've reached out to like a lot of Japanese like creators and said like, hey, like basically like, do you like Star Wars? Do you want to do Star Wars? And like they're like, hell yeah, we want to do Star Wars, like our way. So I think that's really cool that they're like delving into like a different genre than we've seen Star Wars really go to before,
Yeah.
and they're giving some creative minds a really cool things to do.
okay.
It's not my genre, but I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah. I don't
They
watch...
still look really, like it looked really pretty from like the trailer they showed, like the stuff. So
With how much, like, Japanese, like, cinema is influenced Star Wars, I think it's cool to have it come back around and have, like, you know, them do Star Wars as anime. Like, I don't know. It's just neat. I don't watch a ton of anime either. I'm like, all the kids that I work with, they're like, oh, do you like anime? I'm like, yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was your age. And they're like, that's so old. Yeah, I don't... like, that's not real anime. So yeah, I don't really know shit about anime, but I think it's really cool that they're gonna do this. Some of the lightsaber stuff look really cool. I don't know. We'll
Dragon
see.
Ball Z is absolutely real anime.
definitely,
But it isn't anymore. According to what do we call them? Are they Gen Z?
The youths.
The youths. Yeah, they when they talk about anime, they list off all this shit, and I'm like, I don't know any of that stuff.
No
I watched
respect for what
Akira.
Mando-
Do you guys know what Akira is? I'm like, wait, never mind. That's probably too advanced for you. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited though to see it. Like at first I was like, they're finally marketing something, but it's gonna come out next. This is what's coming out in September.
Something interesting. They've announced the titles for 9 of them, and there are 10 total.
Oh.
Hmm.
Good catch. I didn't realize that.
It'd be really funny to me if one of these was like a Ben and Ray, a Ben Solo and Ray thing, because it wouldn't be canon, but maybe it would shut some people up.
He wants the Raylos to like throw their TVs out the window. Oh man. Yeah, or it could be like a tie-in to what's coming next. Maybe some Book of Boba stuff. Mando, Ahsoka. Maybe they didn't want to announce because it's going to be using a character. Like, from what I saw, Boba was the only known character from that I saw.
Unless some are redesigned in some way
Possibly,
for the
yeah.
style.
But there was nobody that I recognized from the panel, and I was like, oh, that's blah, blah, blah. Like, only Boba. He was the only one.
That shot of, I think it's for the episode called The Duel in the interview, of, like, there's what looks like a probe droid, and there's some guy, it's just a sketch, but it's really cool.
Yeah. But, like, we didn't see anything with Vader. We didn't see anything with, like, Yoda. Like, all these other characters you think they might have tapped into, and we didn't see anything with them. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Oh, and they're all getting released at once. It's not going to be, like...
Oh.
Yeah, so it's going to be... We're going to be able to watch it all in one sitting. I mean, I don't know how long... They're shorts, so how long do you think they would be each? Like...
Probably, like, 15 minutes at most.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, most. You might get some that are 4 or 5 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah. So, it'll be a one and done.
When does it come out?
September.
You know?
September 22nd.
Oh, that's not far away at all.
No. But that's why I think
Cool.
they actually said something about it, because it's going to be the next Star Wars thing we get. And maybe after it's over, we'll finally get some
Marketing? Doubtful.
Book of Boba Fett stuff. But we do
That's
have
not
some
real.
we do have some news on Book of Boba Fett. Tamura gave an interview where today he talked about the directors, and it's funny, Joe, because you posted that after I had already posted the direct quote in the chat. I don't know if you had saw that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No, I missed it.
I had
That's
posted, and then
funny.
you put that in there. But he all but confirms that Bryce Dallas Howard is directing. Robert Rodriguez is directing. Robert Rodriguez is the showrunner, but he's also directing. And he said Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau too.
Yeah, not that. I mean, they could totally be directing episodes, but also I feel like they might have been lumped in with, like, oh, they're guys who are around the set all the time and we're doing things and like that. So I feel like they might have been lumped in as directors, although Dave has directed a fair amount of episodes for the Mando. So it wouldn't be surprising if Dave directs Boba as well. But the one confirmation we definitely got was Bryce Dallas Howard is directing episodes for Boba, which is really cool because I have really enjoyed her Mando episodes.
Yeah,
Her Mando
they're
episodes
good.
have been some of my favorite.
Yeah, she brought Bo back.
Yeah.
So I'm always grateful to her for that one. And there also was a quote this week that came out from Robert Rodriguez said it, but basically it was all kill, no fill.
Yeah, that it was a lot more intense.
Yeah,
than
no filler.
Mando?
All killer,
Yeah.
no filler. I think that was
There
the
you
direct
go.
quote.
I get it. The Mac.
She directed the episode with the shrimp milk, too.
She did. She did Shrimp MILF and the Night Owl introduction in season 2. So, and man, she made Bo's entrance so good. That whole introduction of her in that episode I was so happy with. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm psyched. I want to see what's going to happen here. I think that John and Dave are both pretty involved in this because this ties directly into... This is the Favloni verse. That's what I'm calling it. I mean, all these shows.
I feel like Book of Boba Fett was not a thing they had planned initially either. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like that wound up happening throughout the shooting of season 2 of Mando. Realizing there was a story to tell there, and they had the person to tell it.
Yeah, I think once they got Robert Rodriguez on board to do the one episode, I think at that point they knew they were going to do more, and that's how they got him in to direct that episode of Mando. They're like, here, look at how we use all this tech, try it out, come direct it, and then if you're down, you can do this whole season with this character. I think they were going to try to do Mando season 3, and for whatever reason, they've had to push it. And this might have been a part of that season initially, but then they decided to break it up into separate
If they
stories.
realized that something was happening with Gina, they may have realized that too.
Yeah. Well, and Pedro started filming the Last of Us show for HBO, like, just this week. And they haven't filmed
I think
Mando 3.
they would have already filmed Mando season 3 if it wasn't for COVID. I think they would have already.
Yeah, because everything got
But
pushed.
I think most of season 2 was done in the can before COVID really hit. So I think early on COVID, nobody really did much of anything as far as shooting, and then as it went on, it got more projects started back up, but with a lot of restrictions and a lot of, it's not easy to safely do something like that. So I think that's a lot of the reason Mando season 3 got pushed for shooting. I read a theory the other day that that Mando was supposed to transition into Book of Boba and end, but when everybody fell in love with Din Djarin, they said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do a Boba spinoff and continue this story.
I mean, how are they going to drop it after he
gets
the Darksaber? Like, how would that...
Yeah, I mean, not that they thought that was going to happen after season 2 was over. I think there was a point, like, when they originally started doing Mando as a show, I think there was maybe an idea of, okay, we'll do this for 2 seasons, then we'll transition it into a Boba Fett thing after that, and then we'll keep going with this time period with different characters. And then when season 1 happened and everybody fell in love with Grogu and Din Djarin and their story, I think they said, nope, like, this is, like, so well received, maybe we'll just spin Boba Fett off and keep going with Mando. Like, maybe not. Maybe they had this planned all along, which I would like to think that they did. But everything in season 2 leads me to believe by that point, by filming of season 2, they had already decided, no, we're going to Mandalore after this. Like,
yeah.
So I
think they had that story mapped out.
I believe maybe at one point this was all going to be one thing, and then they were like, nope, we're going to keep going with this story and offshoot Boba Fett as his own thing that can kind of tie in.
I think once it became successful and once they were greenlighting other shows, they realized that they could also just spin this off. And why not? There's a lot of stuff here because if they wanted, and also if they want to bring in Boba into the Mandalore storyline, they have to get him to a point where he gives a fuck, basically, right? Like there's a lot of story and character development that has to happen from where he is right now to get him to give a shit about what happens to Mandalorians for the most part, right? Like he was there for Din because, he told Din he owed him one, but then that was repaid, and after that he was like, all right, fuck you, I'm gonna go murder Bib Fortuna and take over Tatooine.
I like the idea of them doing that and finally getting him to that point and him helping them win back Mandalore, and then them be like, you're one of us, and him be like, nah, I'm still just a guy making my way through the universe. Like, that's still gonna be his thing.
It's possible. I mean, that was his arc in the EU, though, too. He was so fucking reluctant. He didn't want to be Mandalore. He didn't want to deal with all this shit, and eventually they got him to do it. So if they're going to go that route, they might go that route. So I don't care. Give me as much Mandalorian content. All of it. Boba, the Night Owls, Din.
If that's the direction they go, the last season may end up being like the battle for the Darksaber.
I mean, I think that's gonna happen next season. You don't think that's gonna happen for that?
I don't know. I don't see Bo. I don't see Bo and Din fighting it out for the Darksaber. Like, I just don't. I feel like Bo-Katan's gonna realize, like, hey, this dude's a pretty good leader. He doesn't want to be the leader, but he's a pretty good leader. Like, I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
But...
I don't know. I feel like she developed enough of her good rating went up, you know, like before she was kind of when in her Death Watch days she was not so great, then she kind of went more light, and then yeah, she'll still do shit to get shit done, but I don't think she's gonna try to kill him and take it. I don't think that's what she wants. She might wait and see if he's gonna die, or if he'll, you know, do something else, or maybe they might realize, you know, a Darksaber is not a good system of government. You know, like, whoever inherits this through combat as the leader might not be the best way to proceed going forward. I mean, I don't know.
Strange women distributing swords is not a great system of government.
I mean...
No, that's the perfect Mandalorian.
I mean, it really is, but it really isn't. They're gonna have to figure it out, because they're gonna have to gather all of the remnants of Mandalorians from all over the galaxy. They're gonna have to get all these different factions that ideologically do not get along. They're gonna have to all join forces to do whatever they're gonna have to fucking do to retake their planet, and then they get to fight amongst each other.
I love that.
It's
I love
cyclical.
that almost every episode, no matter what we're discussing, we come back to this. You can tell this is where
this is what we are. I mean, we should have been called Mando-splaining, because I feel like that's...
It's not too late.
It is too late.
No, it's not too late.
So, yeah.
We'll just start a separate podcast. Yours is better, though. Eat the rich. Let's go.
But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that's where our expertise lies, for sure. I mean, we are a bunch of... We like Marvel, we're Marvel nerds, but Mando stuff is...
We have a Marvel rumor. We could talk about a Marvel rumor real quick before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
So, there is I don't even know what you call it, but I guess a social media account called Boss Logic, and they do a lot of art, and they share a lot of other people's art and give artists like
I know
a platform.
what you're talking about.
And yeah. Boss Logic yesterday posted an art of like Wolverine's 3 claws, and shortly after this, a couple hours after this, Hugh Jackman posted that image on his Instagram story. And then the very next image he posted on his Instagram story was Hugh Jackman with Kevin Feige.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure this is just Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just Hugh Jackman, like, trolling to get a rise out of fans going crazy about, oh my gosh, Wolverine's finally coming to the MCU. But still,
he said he'd come back for Avengers.
If they're opening up the multiverse, there's no reason why they can't just pluck Old Man Logan right out of the fucking...
If it's temporary, I'm okay with it, but
he's not going to be the main.
Logan eventually.
But they could have him in as, like, you know, an alternate version, right?
It's a good way to do it, where you bring back Hugh Jackman's version, and then you bring in the new one at the same time, and then you only get Hugh Jackman for, like, whatever one movie or whatever one scene or whatever it is, and then from there you have new Wolverine. Like, I feel like that's a cool way to
that
move
also
forward.
Gives us the chance, if they do it that way, to bring in all those amazing castings they did for those shitty X-Men movies.
It's so true.
Oh yeah,
give me fucking Michael Fassbender, Magneto again, please.
Fassbender, McAvoy, Sophie Turner's a great genius.
God, the casting for those movies is so good, and then it's like,
then it was so
movies
bad.
suck.
Actually,
I mean, Days of Future Past is
First
good.
Class.
Yeah.
I mean,
First Class.
First Class is amazing.
Magneto Nazi Hunter was just like
perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Days of Future reboot was just there to reboot it.
You know, the whole thing with Oscar Isaac and his character was really weird, and I was like,
Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Or
Ivan Ooze?
Yeah, Ivan Ooze.
He looked like Ivan Ooze. He did.
And you know, I mean, they're gonna do some funky ass shit. Bringing in all the X-Men, which is coming. Bringing in Deadpool, which is coming.
Quicksilver was just the beginning.
It's all coming. So we're gonna see it soon. They're gonna open up the fucking floodgates. I think right now they do a lot of trolling. You know, they're kind of. I think they're throwing a lot of shit at the wall to see what sticks. and then they're gonna go from there.
I
don't
think
know.
they know they can get fans to riot at the drop of a hat.
Basically, yeah. So I'm excited for all the X-Men to come in, though. That was my first love from Marvel, basically, especially Wolverine. So
We need a Wolverine with the other Avengers bad.
it's true.
It would be cool if they set up X-Men versus Avengers as a storyline.
I think it's gonna happen because all of a sudden there's gonna be mutants in the world, and there's gonna be a lot going on. I think it's gonna be they get lumped in, the X-Men get lumped in with all the bad mutants, basically, and then they're gonna have to fight it out until they realize, hey, these mutants are on our side.
They're definitely going to do something huge like that. I mean, how do you top Infinity, like the Infinity Saga? Like, how do you top that? And like right now, I don't feel like that's their focus. I feel like right now their focus is like, okay, we're going to build these characters in a really special way
Yeah.
for the first phase of this next phase. Like,
They're doing it
we're
like
gonna
all
do
over
genre,
again,
we're
basically.
going to do genre types for these characters and tie it all in later. Like, eventually they're going to get to the big stuff. But right now, they're focused on doing like not smaller stuff necessarily,
Right.
but like character stuff and building like really nicely. I feel
Like they're building up the Young Avengers too. Like all those characters that are part of Young Avengers are being seeded right now and upcoming. So like they're gonna have a bunch of different things that they can do. It'll be cool. I mean, they haven't done us dirty yet. Marvel.
What's after Loki?
Hawkeye.
Oh, also
Black
Widow
Widow's Friday.
this week. I
Yeah.
meant to like have that as one of our topics. Like, hey guys, Black Widow is finally coming out.
Right,
but
that
I don't-
movie that should have been out 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say on it until I see it at this point, though. You know, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I can just stream it from my living room.
I think I gotta set up a date night with a babysitter so I can go see it.
Oh, you're gonna go to
So-
the theater. You're brave.
Are we
I'm vaccinated, yo.
No, I
Let's
mean,
go.
I'm just lazy is more what I'm saying. If I can just turn it on my living room, I'm just gonna do that. For
We're
this
going to
one.
watch it at our friend's house. He's got one of those nice OLED TVs. Dude, you can't believe
Oh.
how dark the blacks on that TV are. It's
That's
like it's not even
sweet.
on.
I'll go back to the theater for Shang-Chi. I'm here for that one.
I love the movie theater. That's one of my big like COVID things. Like, I really am not happy with the movie theater kind of. Not that I think movie theaters will do fine. Like once everything gets rolling even more, I think movie theaters are gonna be fine. But like that was one of my big things I was really sad about during COVID was that movie theaters were kind of like.
Yeah, they're gonna end up being like Cinebistro and stuff like that, and I'm cool with that. Like, cause when I go out to the movies, that's kind of what I want. I don't want shitty movie experiences anymore.
You're gonna spend $60. You might as well spend 80 and go with the full experience. Get the food, like the in-service theater. Yeah, yep.
Cause I'm old. It has to be a whole production anytime I want to leave my house without my children. So if I'm gonna go through all that fucking effort to leave my fucking house, I want a comfy chair. I want to reserve my seats. I want alcohol. I want food. Yeah.
Me and Steve do that we used to do that for every Star Wars movie, right, Steve?
we did too. Yep.
After it came out for like our third or fourth watch of whatever new Star Wars movie, me and Steve would go for a bro date at like the Cinepolis in Jupiter, where it's like full service. They got a bar.
If you add bro in front of it, it's not gay.
I mean, I don't. It's just a date. You can call it what it is. It's just a date.
I just called it a date. I called it.
Yeah.
I just
Me and
think
Steve went on a date.
my days of like going to
A Joe date. I like that better than
screenings
bro date. A
and-
Joe date.
I mean, I used to get to the theaters sometimes at like noon to make sure I got seats for the midnight showing. And man, I'm old. I can't do that.
We could do a
anymore.
whole side rant on, man, I miss midnight showings.
Really?
I love midnight showings.
But,
Me
like,
too.
Yes, I mean, I know
midnight
we're getting old now, so it's like, oh, midnight. But
I'd rather go to a movie at midnight than 7 p.m.
yeah, like,
Oh, I am old.
it was an experience. Now it's like, oh, okay, the movie debuts on Friday. That means there's Wednesday night showings at 7 p.m. So then
it
the
doesn't
whole
make
week
any
you're like,
sense the
oh,
way they do that.
Oh,
anymore.
some of
It's
my
true.
friends saw it on Wednesday. Some of my friends saw it on Thursday. When am I going to get to go? Am I going to get to go Friday? Am I going to go? Like, it's like a
Yeah.
whole thing. Like, at least you knew before, like, okay, this movie comes out at midnight, Thursday night. Let's go. Like, everybody go. We all know when we're going. Like, that was one, like, I feel like the last big movie that I was like that was Revenge of the Sith. That was almost 15 years ago now. But, like, it was like an experience, like being at the theater, like 2 hours ahead of time. And like Revenge was gonna come out at midnight. Like they at every theater in the place showed Revenge of the Sith. So like it was like a thing. Like I missed
I
that.
think
I wish they still did
300
Midnight.
was the last movie. It was either Serenity or 300 were the last ones I saw at midnight. Like that.
It's one of the Harry Potter movies for me.
So long ago.
It was
I
either
think I did one of those too. Yeah.
it was either The Dark Knight or
Yeah.
maybe The Avengers.
It's
Oh, I
Is
saw
it, like,
Avengers at like 7 o'clock.
Revenge is like the one that popped in my head. I think that's because the one that stands out to me is like such a like experience in my life. But
I saw all
it's
the
only
Lord of
been
the
a couple
Rings
years since.
movies that way too,
Yeah.
but that was the last time because 300 and Serenity
it's-
came out after those. But yeah,
It's the same thing we're doing with Disney Plus.
But that's
Why
what
are
I'm
they
saying.
coming out at 3 a.m.?
you know,
Why?
it sucks. It sucks, but I'll tell
It
you what.
does.
If anything, this makes the case for them to release more movies on Disney Plus because then everybody just streams them on Friday instead of
If they
I don't know.
if they just release stuff to Disney Plus at midnight, I would watch it at midnight.
Absolutely. I would stay up every fucking time. I would be
Well, that's what the West
dragging
Coasters
ass
are doing.
next day. But
We're clearly East Coasters on this pod because
Yeah,
that's
well,
what they
yeah.
do on the West Coast. But
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say, I was doing the math in my head.
fucking
it really just needs
spoiled
to
ass
be.
West
It really
Coasters.
just needs to be 10 p.m. Sunday night. Make it
For
an
real.
event because
Like
then you
Game
have
of Thrones
10
used to
p.m.
be.
here, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Like obviously, I'm being shitty to international viewers right now by thinking this way, but like. Game of Thrones was like that. Other shows were
Yeah,
like
we
that. They were
managed.
event watching. So you knew at least like, okay, this is when everyone's gonna watch it. So that's kind of like my time of okay, I either need to watch it live or I need to be careful what I go
Get
see
off
on
the
social.
fucking internet.
Whereas now, 3 a.m. is just so unreasonable. It really
It
is.
is.
Like,
That's why I get up first
and
thing in
I
the
watch them
morning.
at 3 a.m.
I get up, we put the coffee on, and then we watch it before I look at my phone, before I open my computer, before I do anything. I watch it, and it sucks because it's not really enjoyable when you're just rolling out of bed and you're like, oh, I have to watch
There's
this
two.
before I get
There's
spoiled.
two Steves right now. I don't know what's happening there,
There's
but there's
two
two
Steves.
Steves on my screen.
Really?
There's not
that
two
just me?
Steves on my screen.
Oh, weird.
Did
I
you
see
click
two
out of
Steves.
Skype?
No. I might be just lagging a little bit. But yeah, I feel like we've talked about this, not even on the pod. I mean, we've talked a little bit about it on the pod, but we've posted this on social media a couple times, especially you and me, Stacey. Like,
oh, yeah, we
how
bitched
is
about it.
how has the fandom not been able to bully Disney into changing these release times yet? Like, I feel like
know.
of all the crappy fan petitions that are started in this community,
This one for
why
real.
can't we combine all of our powers into bullying Disney to release these shows at a reasonable freaking time?
I know.
Because
We need to
Disney
get to it.
literally doesn't care.
They fucking hate us. It did at the right time.
I bet you'll do that, and they'll set up a system where you can pay to like watch it at midnight instead of 3 a.m.
I fucking do it. I don't care.
Honestly, that
See?
seems likely.
Honestly, this is what being old's about. I'm old and I'm tired, but I also have money, so I'll just
Just
fucking...
release it at a time that's normal.
They're also gonna make you pay for fast passes now.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Excuse me.
Universal's
I'm a
been doing
pass
that for
holder. I
years.
spend a lot of money to not have to do that.
Universal's been doing it for years.
I know.
They
Well-
make it
That's all
for
for
annual
other shit.
passes.
That's a whole nother story for another day. Alright, guys. Well,
Yeah.
since 6 a.m. comes early and I want to see what the fuck is gonna happen with Alligator Loki,
Yep.
I'm gonna go to bed
I'm
now.
not working tonight, so I am not team no sleep tonight.
You can be team 6 in the morning.
But
Woohoo!
I'll be home all day tomorrow, so I can watch it whenever.
Lucky
be a
you.
Team
Alright.
5 p.m. while Steve cooks dinner.
I'm gonna have to sit there all day like, did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet?
You're gonna watch it
No.
while I cook dinner.
Ooh.
What? Is that a problem?
So I guess it's time for you to bring home an alligator.
Oh, that, I'm gonna
Yay.
do that right now. I gotta go start looking for alligators for Dragon Con right now.
Alright, well,
Uh,
we'll catch you guys after next week. Hopefully we're gonna have
Wait,
a lot
Let me
more
plug the things.
Oh yeah, and
Let me
make
plug
sure
the things.
that everybody likes our YouTube channel.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
It
This is
doesn't
where we are
cost
now. We are
anything. Yeah. you
first
can
time ever live on YouTube. Rest in
Oh,
peace.
we get to do the thing.
Twitch, but
I
thank you
get to say
Twitch.
ring the bell.
What?
Yeah, you get
Is
to,
that a
like, ring
thing?
the bell. Yeah. You guys
Oh.
not on YouTube? Yeah, there's a little bell.
Not that
What?
often.
Oh,
There's
is
a
that
bell
what that
icon.
is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ring the bell.
I don't know
Ring the
shit
bell.
about
And
Ring
then
the
you
bell.
get alerts
I'm
when we
just-
go live.
I'm just amazed that I made it work. I mean, it took us this long to migrate because I'm just really
Good job.
You didn't even mute us at the beginning of the episode. It really was a
Because
miracle.
I don't know where I lost my sticky note, but it's gonna stay here to remind me to turn the audio on.
We're on YouTube now. If you watch us live, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. Please send us more comments and questions. If you didn't listen to us live, that's cool. You can check us out here live again next week, probably Tuesday at 8 p.m. That's when we usually go, unless we have some sort of adult activities or wild children, sickness.
Don't say it that way.
Wait, sorry.
Adult
I
activities.
didn't mean it like that. I just meant like responsible adult things.
Responsibilities.
happening.
Oh, responsibilities.
Yes, responsible adult activities. Yeah.
Go
But
to the
we should
adult
be here.
arcade.
We should be here. Yeah, an adult arcade.
You are adult activities.
Like SIDS. We should be live here next week at 8 p.m. If we're not, it's cool. You can always watch us after the fact if you can't join us live. Follow us on Twitter at The Rad Batch. You can find us, I mean, you're already here on YouTube, but The Rad Batch Podcast on YouTube. And then on Spotify, if you want to check us out just listening only, or you want to check us out on your drive to work or something and not have to watch, you can check us out there. We're The Rad Batch on Spotify.
All right.
Also,
Oh.
are our handles on our thing today? I can't see
Yeah.
the... Okay, cool. So our handles are on our pictures. If you want to follow us on Twitter or Instagram, I think most of us are on Instagram. Two or three of us are on Twitter. So if you want to follow us there, you can follow us there as well.
I am
And-
terrible at updating social media. If all of this
Just post
shit had
pictures
come
of my
out,
dog.
if all of it had come out when I was younger, I would have been so good at it. But I am just, I don't know how to do it now.
If you want to watch our cosplay builds on Instagram, or if you want to come...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do that. We
E-
have a lot
even
of shit
worse
to work
Star
on.
Wars opinions on Twitter, then you can follow us there.
Let's have an armor party, guys.
We
We're
should.
going to maybe in August.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks for
Maybe
joining
we'll
us.
make a video on that too. Woohoo! All right. See y'all later.
Bye.
Later.